All right, if we look at today's work, it says students will find the equation of a line by finding the slope and y-intercept from a graph. And to find that equation, we're talking about slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is simply the way of finding or writing the equation of a line, and it's written in the form y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So if we look at our first problems here, it says, write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Remember, the slope is represented by the m value and the y-intercept is represented by the b value. So, again, if we look at A, we're thinking about y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. So all we really have to do is take those values and substitute it into our equation in standard form. So m again stands for the slope, and it tells us the slope is 2. So I am going to replace my m with 2. And it tells us the y-intercept is -7. So you can write plus -7, or you could write it as y equals 2x minus 7. Both of those are correct. And again, that is in slope-intercept form. So y equals 2x plus -7, or y equals 2x minus 7 is correct for A. If we look at B, same thing. For all of these, it gives you a little bit of a different situation, but it says that b, or the y-intercept, is 4, and m, or the slope, is -5. So again, all we're doing is substituting those values into the equation y equals mx plus b, or slope-intercept form. So y equals our slope times x. Our slope is -5, so I'll have -5x plus b, and b is 4, so I'm going to write plus 4. So y equals -5x plus 4 is our answer there. All right, the third one that we will do together is C. And again, this also still gives us our slope and our y-intercept. But our y-intercept, instead of saying b equals, it gives us the entire ordered pair. So our b value is this, the -2. So I again am putting it in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. Tells us our slope is 3/5. So y is going to equal 3/5 x. And then our y-intercept again is 0, -2. So the -2, the y value is b. So -2, or plus -2 if you'd like. So y equals 3/5 x minus 2. All right, and if we look on to the next page, these are now, it gives us a graph, and we have to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So we're going to try and find our slope and our y-intercept, and then we are going to plug it into y equals mx plus b form. So to start, these are just like what's on Khan Academy and just like what will be on your assessments and quizzes and tests later on. We have to pick the 2 points, and the points we pick have to be directly on one of these rectangles. So if we look right here, this goes directly through the corner of 2 rectangles. If we tried to pick right here, this is in the middle of these, so we don't know exactly what that point would be, so we're not going to pick that. But if we look at this, it crosses right here directly on the x-axis there, right where the corner of 2 of those squares. So the first thing we want to do is find the slope. So if we think about this, this line is decreasing from left to right, and we said whenever it decreases, the slope is negative. So I've gone in and written rise over run. So it goes down 1, so negative 1, and then it goes over 2, or runs 2. So negative 1 over 2 is our slope. Our y-intercept, it crosses the y-axis above the origin, so this is positive, but it crosses at positive 1 here. So if I'm going to write my equation out, we should have y equals, and then our slope times x, our slope, or our m value is negative 1/2 x, and then plus our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is 1. So we have, again, we've put this into an equation in slope-intercept form from just the graph. So if I look at number 2, or the second one here, again it goes through the origin here, directly through, so that is one of the points I'll choose. And then again, we want to cross, or pick another point where it's right in the corner of one of those squares, so it's directly on that point. So go ahead and use those 2 points if you haven't put them in already to find your slope and y-intercept.